All right, Blanco the Bully. Welcome to For the Souls podcast. How you doing today?
Good in yourself?
Good. Are you nervous?
A little bit.
Why?
It's my first interview.
No, you'll be good. Everyone's always a little nervous. To be honest, I'm always nervous before I do these interviews, and I do this shit for like a living. I'm glad to have you on. I've seen you around a lot. It seems like we network with all the same people. Now I know you've you've
Yeah,
been homies with the homies for a long, long
yeah,
time.
yeah.
And I want to showcase you more. I know you rap, and we'll get into that. But let's take it back from the beginning. What was your childhood like? How did you grow up?
Man, coming out of East Palo Alto in the Bay Area, so pretty much just typical, you know what I'm saying?
What's typical?
The
You got to break
in the,
that
growing up
down.
in the slums, so pretty much it's like well, my parents divorced when I was hella young, probably like 8 years old.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we grew up in EPA, and we ended up moving to like the East Bay.
Okay.
Then my parents ended up splitting up when I was there. So it was that whole thing like picking sides. You feel me? Who's gonna go with moms? Who's going with pops?
Oh, was that
You know what I'm
hard for
saying?
you?
Yeah. For when I was young, it was devastating because like I was always hella close with my pops, but with both my parents. But I just come home from school one day and they're like, "We need to talk." So yeah.
Really?
So I was like I was in a perfect world. You feel me? As a kid, so just coming home one day and then they're like, "We're getting divorced."
So it wasn't one of those situations where like you see it coming, like you
Well,
see your parents struggling type of thing?
I mean, they was struggling for a long time, but like I was a kid, I thought they was gonna work it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just coming home one day and then I just see my brother and my sister crying and shit. I'm like, what's going on? I had a good ass day at school, I was just
Yeah.
come home and just see the vibe. I'm like, damn, what's going on? They're like, who you want to stay with, moms or pops? And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, well, I want to go with my pops, but then my brother and my sister staying with moms. You feel me? Everybody goes with moms.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I ain't trying to be away from my family, from my brother and my sister.
Yeah.
So I understand with moms and shit.
Dang. Did that put a strain on your relationship with your dad?
Um, Not really, but it was just that them going through the process of divorce, so just the custody battles and everything.
Yeah. That's rough.
Yeah.
That's rough on a child. My parents are actually getting divorced right now,
Oh
and
shit.
it ain't that pretty.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Nah.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I luckily I'm older. I can't imagine what it's like being young and going through that and the impact that it has on, how you view marriage and all that stuff. Did it taint the way you view
Um.
marriage and connection?
Not well. Just like a mutual respect thing, because like my pops is a old school Mexican. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
machista. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah.
The man's always right.
Yeah.
that type of shit. So it was just like for me, it was like a life altering experience because just like just moving, going through those cycles.
hmm Did you shift after that? You know how they say like a lot of when a lot of parents divorce, it causes that like emotional turmoil in children, and then they end up usually
Yeah.
starting to go down the wrong path. Did Was that the case for you, or did it take a while before you started like
Nah.
gangbanging and all that?
It took a little while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a good kid. Nah,
Were
nah.
you?
So pretty much it's like well, I mean, I was doing good in school, playing sports and those type of things, but it's just being in that area, you know what I'm saying? Like it just shifted. So we went from being in the East Bay and we moved back to East Palo Alto to my grandma's house.
hmm
Um, but it's like every year just moving schools, having to meet
Okay.
different people.
So there wasn't that like stability
Nah,
of like growing up with the same people
nah,
all the time. What was that adjustment like for you, having to move schools
man.
and meet people all the time? Cause
Uh, Believe it or not, when I was a kid, I was just go through like deep depression, and I
yeah,
didn't know what I was going through.
yeah,
So it's just it was always on my mind. Like I didn't know what I was feeling, but I was just be in school and just be down and out. Um, Started seeing people that were going through the same things as me, which were homies.
yeah,
So that's when we all started gravitating to each other. Everybody coming from broken homes and shit. So like everybody had that same mentality.
yeah,
Like we're trying to find something positive, like a family. You feel me?
yeah,
Um, my mom was always working and shit, so she was never home.
yeah. And I know you mentioned having siblings. Are
Yeah,
they older or younger?
they older.
They're old. Oh,
Yeah,
so you're the youngest.
yeah,
Dang, I always hear that the youngest always have it hard because like you guys' voice isn't heard as much as everybody else. Like the
yeah,
oldest, usually the attention is always on them because they're the firstborns. The middle ones kind of like, they do their own thing, and then the youngest are constantly like just kind of not pushed to the side. I don't want to say it like that, but you guys' opinions and like voice isn't as loud as the rest because everyone else is so caught up in their own shit.
Yeah,
Is that
yeah.
true?
Hell yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Damn
yeah.
it, that makes me sad.
Now
For my youngest brother, I'm like, fuck, I hope he doesn't feel that way.
for me, it's because like we're all young, you know. Around the time I was like, we moved back to East Palo Alto. I think I was like 9, 10 years old, and then my brother, I think he was like probably like 12. My sister was like 10 and a half. You know what I'm saying? So they used to always pick on me and shit. You know, I was a
Yeah.
little chubby. I'm still, you feel me? I'm a big body now, but like back then they'll be like, oh, fat ass. They'll be on my helmet. You know?
No way.
Yeah. So they always picking on me. I'm like, man, I'm tired of you guys'
Dang.
shit.
That's shady.
Yeah.
No, damn. So at what age did you start seeing the shift in what you were doing and the decisions that you were making?
Like around 12.
And that was because of the influences surrounding you,
Yeah.
the homies and all that stuff. So what was that like? Did you knew like you just got jumped into the life or what?
Nah, well, pretty much just going outside, you know, jumping off the porch, just playing outside and just seeing the same people. We all just started just kicking it, and then well, there was, you know, the ops were on that, around that time. You know, everything was jumping in East Palo Alto, and like trying to pick on people in school and shit. You feel me? So we just got tired of that shit. So we're like, man, fuck these dudes, no.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could.
No, yeah, go ahead,
All
go
right,
ahead, do your
yeah.
thing.
So we're just like, man, fuck these. We got tired of that shit. You feel me? And then around that time, like everybody started passing this artist around named Woody. You feel me? So we started slapping his music, and then we're like, man, fuck them dudes too. You feel me? So we just started picking up on that fucking hearing the Dickies and the rag hangers.
Yeah.
So we got into that style, you know. And he was big around that time, and the Big Tone was popping around that time too, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, that was a whole era.
Yeah.
That era still lives on to this
Hell yeah.
day.
Straight up.
Were your parents like tripping off of you?
My mom, she was cool. She's always been like understanding, you know.
Yeah.
Like she's always been hella cool. But my pops around that time, like I say, was that old school Mexican, you know, and like, what the fuck you listening to that shit? You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta listen to real music, banda, this and that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, that's drunk people music. I'm cool, you know.
Yeah.
But
That's hella-
yeah, I remember I was a little ass kid, and then I'll be hella tired and shit. Right, I'll try to go to sleep and just be like go to sleep in the trunk. That shit had hella bass and just dum 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 dum. I was a little kid, I'd be like, damn. You know what I'm saying?
That's hella common. I swear to God it is. So you start hanging with this crowd, right?
Yeah.
And you started making certain decisions that get you in trouble. At what age? I didn't know that you did that much time, by the way, because you look hella young. So I'm trying to do the math, and I ain't good at math. But
prison preserves you.
You know what? Why do all of you guys say that? And I feel like it's a real thing.
It does.
You guys don't look like you guys. Not that y'all are old. I don't know your age, but fat.
I'm younger than fat. I'm way younger than fat.
But yeah, no, I noticed that you guys actually. Who was it, babe? Ink by Jay that said like prison almost like freezes time or something like that.
Yeah.
So how old were you when you got caught up?
I had just turned 16.
Oh my God, you were young.
Yeah.
And what was that like?
To be honest with you, like at the time, I felt like I had nothing to lose. You know what I'm saying? Like I was a little kid, so I didn't have no responsibilities or anything, so I didn't care. You know?
Was the depression still like prevalent during that time?
Nah, cause I found a way to express myself.
Which was
violence. Just making other people felt what I felt. You know?
Yeah,
time,
yeah.
You know?
Damn.
But, I mean, it was a whole different era.
Mm-hmm.
You know, things are different. You know.
Yeah. So did you think that you were like? I know a lot of people that I talk to when they get hit with their time, they say like for a second they felt hopeless, like damn, my life is over. Did you go through that?
Not really.
No,
Nah.
It didn't phase you.
Nah, cause like I'm telling like, so around the time when I was growing up and shit, like once I started getting knee deep, you know, it's just in my mind I was like, man, I want to go to prison.
Really?
Yeah.
Didn't Thumps just say that too? So you idolized that lifestyle?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
Was just living that life. There's two routes. You know what I'm saying? Like you always grow up and everybody's telling like the other homies like, but you better go to the pen.
Yeah.
And you keep doing that shit. I'm like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you were conscious about this is the life I'm choosing. These are the roads I'm gonna go down, and it is what it is. You were cool with it.
Yeah.
Are you still cool with it?
I mean, it is what it is, you know.
Oh,
Shit
shit.
happens.
I respect it. I respect it.
You just gotta, just go with the motions. If you choose to live a certain lifestyle, then you gotta deal with the consequences that come with it.
Yeah, I hear you with that. I was lurking on your Insta, and I saw that your lady held you down throughout all that time, and I thought that was so special because it's rare to find that kind of love nowadays. And even talking to her at the Unity event, you could tell that you guys are solid.
Yeah, hell yeah.
How long you guys been together?
Man, since I can remember, we started talking when I was like in 8th grade. We went to summer school together. Was hella young, you know.
Yeah.
So like I was talking to her before I went in, and then I remember her cousin was right there in the halls, and I was like, "Hey, tell you did it write me, you feel me?"
Yeah.
And then when she ended up writing me, I was about to go to YA.
Yeah.
You know, so we just kept in contact, and then her mom actually was the first one to bring her because we were still young, you know.
Yeah.
So she had a chaperone her into visiting in YA.
Oh,
It's
wow.
the first time I got to actually like chop it up with her, you know.
Yeah.
Because when I was young, I was moving too fast, you know. But like we'll stay in contact. But it's funny because when she first reached out to me when I was young, she's like, "I like your music on MySpace, the old school MySpace thing." And then I was always cool with her older brothers and shit. You feel me? And then she would always, you feel me, like just see me right there chilling.
Yeah.
But it's like her brothers were always like they're the older homies and shit. So like she would never try to talk to me.
They didn't trip off y'all being together?
Nah.
Oh, that's cool.
Nah.
You got the blessing.
Yeah.
That's tight. So you guys have been together for a long time.
Yeah.
How old are you guys now, if you don't mind me asking?
32.
Okay. Oh, yeah, you still young. Nothing like fast, but you still young.
Yeah.
No, that's great. How pivotal was it, her being with you through that time?
It helped me a lot. Pretty much just like somebody to talk to other than just talking up with the homies and shit. It's different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like she was always writing me, coming to visit me. We had our daughter in there, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I ain't gonna ask how that happened, but oh, shit.
No, when you get married in there, you get family visits and shit.
So.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, little 3-day visits. It's cool, you know?
Yeah. Hell yeah. Wow. So what was the atmosphere like of prison?
To be honest with you, it's like I mean, you're just surviving, but like being with the homies and shit, it's just like a different thing. It's like a family, you feel me? Like we suffer and celebrate together, you know?
Yeah. When you got out of prison, did you feel like you were gonna go back to making the mistakes that put you there?
Nah.
No?
Nah.
You knew you were changed?
Yeah.
Why? Or how?
Well, just being in there, well, I got the opportunity. They had these college courses. So for the most part, I was just getting educated, you know what I'm saying? Trying to be stronger mentally.
Oh, good for you.
Reading hella books.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
So you
saying?
took some of the college courses?
Yeah.
What'd you take?
Business, psychology, sociology. Well, they had this college class called Coastline Community College.
Uh-huh.
So I signed up for that shit. At first, I'll be like everybody else. Like I walk by different cells, and then I'll be seeing everybody stuck on their TVs, just like zombies and shit, you know.
Yeah.
So then I was on the same hype, and then one day I just woke up. I'm like, bro, this is crazy. Like we're in prison, but we're trapped mentally.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I kept telling myself like, bro, I'm not learning shit. You know what I'm saying? So like I always like reading books. You know, so I just started turning off my TV. I put a little rag over it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, that shit ain't even there. I just started reading books, and it would do something totally different. Like it was my escape from prison, you know?
Yeah. That's really cool. And you mentioned that you were good at school when you were younger.
Yeah.
Seems like that kind of came out again.
Yeah.
How did you like your psychology and sociology courses?
It was dope. It was dope. So like they give you a tablet, or they'll also give you the books. But I like reading books.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I just study that shit, and it was just like my brain just woke up, you know?
Yeah. Psychology fascinates me. I think it's one of my favorite topics. I actually just went down a rabbit hole about Sigmund Freud.
Oh, yeah.
Have you heard of him?
Nah.
Oh man, he's a psychologist, but that's a whole nother thing. I was like, damn. Crazy. But so you get out, right? And so wait, hold on. Go back. Yeah. You mentioned that your girl liked your music from way back in the day. Yeah. So you've been making music for
a minute.
Upwards of what, like almost 4 15,
Yeah,
20 years?
over.
Is my math
Yeah,
mathing?
yeah.
Okay, what got you into music?
Well, growing up, my brother was a DJ when I was like, I think like 10, 11. He was spoiled, you feel me? Like, for his birthday, they got him the whole kit, you feel me? Like, big ass speakers, turntables,
Yeah.
mixing boards, everything. And, like, I would always just see him just playing music in the room. We shared a room and shit, so, like, he started watching videos of DJ doing little tricks and shit, you know? So then, there's this movie that came out, Mariah Carey movie, Glitter, I think it's called. So then her dude on there, he was a DJ, right?
Yeah.
And then his name was Dice, right? So my
Yeah.
brother, he picked that name. He's like, that's my DJ name. I was like, you fucking dude, right? So then, like, I always wanted to be like my brother, you feel me, growing up.
Yeah.
And he always had a talent, you feel me? So he always do a little tagging with the little dice on there.
Oh,
You know what I
okay.
mean? And I used to copy that shit and say that was my name when I was young. And then like we'll be in the house and he'll just be freestyling on the microphone, recording this shit
Yeah.
with the tapes and certain disc and shit. But he stopped doing that, you know.
Why?
So he started boxing and
Oh, gotcha.
smoking weed and shit, you know.
Yeah.
So he took a whole different path. And then I picked up on it. He's like, bro, you can have this shit. He's like, but first he let me have it, right? But then, like, we got a big ass family, you know.
Yeah.
So every time they have parties, they'll be like, "Oh, we're gonna contract you for the DJing," and he didn't like that. I liked it when I was a kid because they'll pay me $800 to do it, you know.
Yeah.
And then once he seen I was making money, he's like, "If you owe me," he's like, "I need a
Damn.
percentage." Hella young, right? I was like, "I ain't give you shit," you know.
Yeah.
But like that's what started me getting into music. So like, I'll see the crowd, and then I'll switch the music, and I've seen how the music affected like the momentum. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
the atmosphere, the
yeah.
vibe.
So I'll play like some hyphy music. Everybody started going crazy.
Yeah.
Like Mac Dre and shit. You know.
So you were good at the DJing then?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
guessing.
Just watching my brother fucking with it.
Yeah.
And I'm over the years I got good.
It looks complicated from my perspective because I
Yeah.
don't know shit about the turntables, but
Yeah, it's. I mean, with the mixing boards, just change the little interface, go left and right, and then you start messing with it. But then they'll sell these records that just have like sound effects, sirens, and some of them will just play instrumentals. So I just learned how to mix that shit up.
yeah, we got my son a little one. It's like this big. I mean, it's not no real one or nothing, but I be trying to be on there figuring it out. I'm like, there's a lot of buttons, there's a lot of sounds. I can't do it. He's better at that kind of stuff. He even had an app on his phone, I think, where he would make little beats and stuff. So you got into the DJing and doing all of that. When did the rapping begin?
Well, that's how it kind of like I pivoted from DJing, and then just I moved into a neighborhood, and like when I started kicking it with the homies right there and shit, like they'll be rapping at their house. Well, we all started freestyling and shit. That's what everybody starts like, you know, getting drunk, freestyling, and somebody ended up giving us a microphone. You know what I mean? So I had it right there in my living room. My mom's would be asleep. She'll work graveyard shifts. She'll be complaining. She'll be like, "You guys need to shut the fuck up, boy. You guys are hella loud."
Yeah.
Then like we'll just be recording shit. The first time I recorded my first song, I still remember to this day. I think I was like 12 and a half, 13.
Dang, you were hecka young.
Yeah.
And you enjoyed it right away?
Hell yeah. Well, at first I'm like, man, this shit's bootsy. But then, like, once I heard my voice, I'm like, that shit sound kind of clean, you know?
Yeah.
I was like, I need to keep writing.
Yeah, because I've heard your songs. You rap good.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm surprised this is your first interview, actually. I would have thought someone would have wanted to interview you already.
I'm surprised too.
Shit. So
I'm
y'all
glad it's
whoever
here.
else
Yeah.
got a podcast. No, I was kidding.
Yeah.
No, but that's good. So you stayed at it. Did you stay at it through like prison time too?
Yeah.
And then when you got out, got right back to it?
Nah, well, I was on parole for 2 years, and like they was on my ass, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So wait, you couldn't rap because you were on parole? Or how does that work? Is it because it's like gang related? Ah, okay.
Yeah,
that
I got
makes
the
sense.
conditions and all that shit, you know. Like normally when you come out from the pen, like if you parole from like a level 4 yard or something, like they'll be on you a little more.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they were strict about that.
But then it was like around that time I was being in different videos. Like when I came out, they had the gang conditions. So like you gotta sign. I think it's like a street validated gang member, some shit like that. Well, because of my case, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, I went in there for shooting Sudango and shit. So like I had gang conditions, you know.
Yeah.
So,
That makes sense.
Yeah. So when I came out, I was in a video, and my parole officer came. He's like, man, I seen you in the video. You're pretty popular.
Dang.
Then,
so they be staying on it like
hell
that?
yeah. Yeah, they
Damn.
watch everything.
I've heard that they do, but I wasn't really sure if they really be on it like that, But that makes sense because you be in like a lot of the
Yeah,
videos, like a lot of the inner circles. Actually, now
yeah.
that I think about it, I think I've seen you in almost everyone's
I'm
thing,
everywhere.
everywhere. Yeah. So once you got the okay to pretty much be able to get back to music, you just dived in head first or what?
Yeah. Well, I was doing music while I was on parole, but I just didn't release none of it.
Yeah.
You know, I was being patient. It was hard being patient because I just want to drop, and then I was gonna give up, but then Fats pushed me. He's like, "Bro, you need to get in that shit, bro."
Good. Good.
Yeah, he pushed me a lot. To be honest with you, like even going back, like when we were in prison, I had hella time, you know,
Yeah.
and then he had life. He kept fighting his appeals, and um, like I gave up. You feel me? I'm like, bro, I'm about to do 25 years. I got 2 strikes.
Yeah.
And he kept pushing me. He's like, bro, nobody knows your case better than you know? Like,
Yeah.
you got to study that shit. Only you can get yourself out. You know what I mean? And
Eh,
everybody used to tell him, like, bro, you ain't getting out. You got life. And he pushed through that shit and he motivated me. You feel me? Like he taught me a lot when we were beyond the walls, you know?
yeah.
He's very educated, you know what I'm saying? So that's when I started taking it serious. And he'd be like, go to law library. So I started reading up on everything. And it's hella time consuming, you know? But like we started pushing these new laws that were getting passed. And it ended up working out for us that got charged as adults when we were juveniles.
Wow.
Yeah,
How amazing that
yeah,
second shot at life like that.
yeah,
Um, that's hope,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
You had lost the hope and then the hope kept you going. Good for you, Fats, for being able to inspire something like that and also not losing the hope because the light in you lit the light in you.
Yeah.
And that's such a testament to like what you guys are doing, also like coming on the podcast and being able to share these experiences because I think a lot of youngsters lose that hope throughout their life, you know what I mean? And even just when they get into the lifestyle, I think a lot of it comes from a place of, they ain't got nothing to live for, so why even try to be better or do better?
Exactly.
But you guys are living testament that you can make those changes, you can overcome it, even though you went through this, you can still give that knowledge back.
Yeah.
So good for you. Did you learn a lot, like in the reading up on the law? So
Yeah.
if I'm understanding correctly, you guys fought for yourselves to get out, or like how did that work? Like
Well,
through appeals?
yeah, through appeals, habeas corpuses, but then they passed, what was that, SB 260, SB 261. So pretty much like there was like parameters. They'll be like, oh, if you weren't 15 at the time of your case or 14, but it was constantly like after I did 10 years, then these new laws started kicking in,
Yeah.
right? And on the yard, everybody's like prison lawyers and shit, you know?
Yeah.
So we'll all get together, be like, bro, you heard about this new law? You feel me? It'll help your case. So you feel me? Like there's like case laws, right?
Yeah.
So like pretty much we're all trying to help each other out to get out. You feel me?
That's cool.
You know, like it's not like the stereotype. Everybody be like, oh, you go into there and try to keep you in type shit. No,
Yeah.
everybody's trying to push for positivity. You know what I'm saying?
Was those processes hard, like the appeal process and going
Yeah.
and I mean, because what it's like, you go and you stand before a board and you like plead why
Nah,
you shouldn't be
everything's on
out.
paper. So pretty much you get these documents and it's you got to file for your appeal, right? If you got money, you can get a lawyer to do it. But like a lot of times, I got played like 3 times. You know what I'm saying? Like my family paid for that shit. It's a retainer fees, and then like you shoot them your paperwork, then they'll get back at you after you shoot them the money. Pretty much is the retainer fees for them to just view your documents and your
Yeah.
case, and then they're gonna let you know if they're gonna help you out or not. So you're paying a 1,500 for them to just read up on your case. They'll ask you questions, and then they'll just respond to the questions you ask, and they'll be like, we can't help you.
But they already got the retainer fee.
Yeah, they got the money.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
And you guys being so young going in. So so those specific laws were catered to minors that got locked up.
Yeah.
Because yeah, they were pretty hard on
Yeah.
y'all back then to be so young. I was actually talking with Thumps about that, the numbers that they hit minors with, and then we were talking about like what intervention could possibly happen to stray minors. You know what I mean, from doing things like that. Do you think that if someone would have mentored you or talked to you at that time, it would have changed the trajectory of your life?
Nah.
No?
Well, it's different. Like, there's some kids, like, it don't matter what you tell them. Sometimes they just got to go through it to learn.
Yeah.
I was one of those. I was, like, hard-headed, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then there's some of them that actually do gravitate to it, and they'll take heed, you know?
Yeah.
But it's like, I was a little knucklehead, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But,
That's
I mean,
okay.
I think it depends, like, on how you convey your message.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
Well, that's good that you were able to file all those motions and be able to get yourself out. That's tight. I didn't know that's how it worked. I'm actually intrigued now. I want to go read up on that and figure out how that process goes. Before we get off the topic of prison, what's the biggest lesson you learned from it?
It taught me everything I know. Being on the walls, to be honest with you, as far as like managing businesses and things like that, because I wouldn't have been reading all those books if I wasn't in there, you know.
It was a silver lining.
Yeah,
That's
it was like a blessing in disguise for me, because like out here everything moves fast, you know.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like even now, like sometimes I gotta stop and think and put myself back into the mentality that I had back then when I was in prison, and it's like an eye opener, you know.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Back to the music. Who's an artist you would like to work with?
Man, I'm working with him right now.
Really?
Yeah. So like, I grew up. My favorite rapper was always AWAX and Big Tone, Woody.
Yeah.
And now I get to work with AWAX and constantly in communication with him and Big Tone. Like, they mentor me a lot.
Did you ever foresee that for yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I always told myself, like, man, one day, watch, I'm gonna be working with them.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's crazy. I always tell them that shit too. Like when we be chilling, I'm like, bro, that's crazy, bro. Like I grew up listening to your music, and now we're right here just chilling, you know.
Yeah, that's how I felt when Big Tone had invited me to be a co-host on his podcast, and we interviewed Jay Snylin.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, I was a young girl listening to him. I think the first time I saw him was at like my homegirl's quince. Yeah. He performed there, and then I was, to know. I never would have pictured it for myself because I never thought I was going to do a podcast. I knew I wanted to help people. I just didn't know what way. Yeah. And then to have that feeling of like, damn, I'm sitting here chopping it up with somebody I grew up listening to. That it's a cool feeling.
That's crazy. Yeah.
It's like yeah, because it's like, damn, okay, I accomplished a little something. You know what I mean? It's sincere to you because you know how they impacted your life, and his music, the jacket, all of that impacted my life so much. Congratulations that you're doing work with him. Yeah. When are you guys planning on dropping? What is it, like an album?
We got a lot of projects in the work right now. But it's just everybody be busy, you know. Yeah. You're just finding time to get these projects knocked out. Right now I got I think like I'm working on 3 to 4 albums right now.
Oh shoot, that's a lot of work.
I've been in motion just trying to get it.
Yeah. What's your plans for the music?
Just keep dropping, keep releasing. I just started this label called BlncoTheBully.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm with Pyrex as well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So helping manage some of the artists and just scouting for new talent. Seeing which ones are like what individuals really got that work ethic and that drive.
Yeah, because there's a lot of people doing music. Yeah. Like a lot of the younger kids are doing music. You know what I realized? I don't know if I'm tripping, right? But there's a few people that I realized that I think I know for like a fact weren't like gangbangers or norteños or nothing, right? Yeah. But they're attaching themselves to that lifestyle or like the norteño culture. Yeah. Have you seen that as well?
Yeah, a lot.
What do you think about that?
I mean, in a sense, it's like, it's cool because like we have our own culture, right? Yeah. So now there's multiple people just gravitating to it. It's a whole different style, you know?
Yeah. It is.
Just seeing that, but then there's another part like, oh, just jumping on the bandwagon, you know. So all of a sudden, like growing up, people always say that, like, man, like rapping homie music, you're never gonna get nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You gotta do different stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it's like we just kept at it through the years, and look where it's at now.
Yeah, because it's definitely got its own style.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like I hear the difference, like when I compare it to. Well, I mean, clearly, if you compare it to Serena music, it's like way different, you know. Yeah. But yeah, it definitely has its own flow. But good for you guys. I feel like you guys are making a lot of traction now more than ever. I mean, back in the day, I mean, obviously I heard of Woody, Big Tone, but I didn't really know that many people making homie music the way that you guys are making it now.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think about the movement that you guys are doing, like coming together and the unity and working together and networking?
It's dope because like it's a whole different vibe. You feel me? Like everything's changing. You know, the world's changing. So just educating people with the music, it's a whole different mind game. You know what I'm saying? Like if you look at the mainstream media, like there's a lot of songs that they use for programming. You know what I'm saying? So like they program the youth with the music that they're putting out there. like being provocative or like having like kids try to act older, you know.
Yeah.
So like the way we do our music is just if we're talking about the struggles we're going through and trying to motivate and inspire people to do better, you know.
Yeah.
That's the main thing, you know.
That's hella cool that you're conscious of that.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm actually like the songs that I listen to, he puts me up on a lot of you guys' music and he'll send me songs and I hear the game
Yeah.
that you guys are spitting in your songs and really trying to lace up the listeners
Yeah.
rather than, like you said, program the
Mm-hmm.
youth to do bullshit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So that's a positive and that's a big difference that I see. Good for you.
Yeah. It's crazy you said that because I think I was at this with the homie Ben, right? We went to Time Done. We're doing this event, but then somebody asked a question. She's like, how is it that you're trying to inspire people, but look what you rap about, right?
Yeah.
But then I told her like, for me, it's like this. Like nobody's gonna listen to somebody preaching about like certain things, you know what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of people look up to us because like we're solid, you know what I'm saying? Like we stand on principles and morals and we have standards, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We stand on respect. So it's like the youth are listening to what we're saying, but then there's a message behind it too. Like I'm rapping about some hood shit, but at the same time, like I'm not talking about just go do this and that. You feel me? I'm talking about what I went through, my personal experience, but at the same time, like trying to educate and let them know, like you know, what I'm saying we promote unity, like we're trying to better ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I feel like you guys' music to an extent gets backlash, you know, or rap music in general gets backlash. But I think that in a way it's kind of pivotal, especially when you guys are dropping gems in your songs because that relatability is there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what actually sets in
Off top.
to the listeners.
Yeah, hell
They're
yeah.
able to see themselves in what they're listening and who's rapping and watching music videos and relate to that. So
Exactly.
I think the people that don't agree with it or think that you're glorifying the music, what they're not understanding is it's actually very impactful for the people listening to it because they can relate to it.
Yeah.
You know? And you're storytelling.
Yeah. Exactly.
They get to see what things could be with certain decisions that they make or, you know, what comes with the life.
Yeah.
Which I think is important.
Yeah. It's motivating because it's like we're not portraying to be something else. You know what I'm saying? We're being realistic with what we are.
Yeah.
But at the same time, let them know that like you could be something better. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of us we're entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we have our own businesses and we're just setting foot and creating new boundaries and shit. You know?
Yeah.
Like before everything was like we were cemented in and they'll try to be like, oh, you're a bad person or you fucking
Yeah.
up, you doing this and that. But it's like now all the people that were in prison and like we're all coming out and we're doing something that's impacting people in a different way, you know?
Yeah, you guys are.
Teaching everybody that just because you go through some things in life doesn't mean you have to just stay there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Being
Have,
complacent is poison, you know what I mean?
yep, it is. Have you seen the effects of the positivity you guys are pushing?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Do you guys ever get like youngsters that come up to you guys and just give you your props?
Yeah.
Yeah. How does that feel?
Makes me feel proud, you know?
Yeah.
That's pretty much what I do it for because it's a trip. Like when I came home from prison, like a lot of the younger dudes they'll already be looking up to me, you know, so like, oh dang, homie came home and shit, you feel me? Like we heard about it when we were kids and shit, no? And then like now we all have our own businesses and run with record labels and like it does a whole different effect, you know what I'm saying? When I used to look up to like my OGs, they weren't really doing shit, you know?
Yeah.
Like everybody was in the trap. That's why I call it the trap because everybody was just trapped in their own neighborhoods and shit. So now like we found a different way.
Yeah. You guys are being responsible with your influence.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That really changes the trajectory.
Yeah.
You know, because you're setting a new example. Examples that you guys didn't have.
Yeah.
You know, and that makes all the freaking difference.
Yeah.
You know, people don't know what they don't know until they're exposed to something more. And so the fact that you guys are becoming entrepreneurs and business owners and owning record labels and things like that, that shows everybody that there's different avenues and different approaches that they can take to life. So good for you. Proud of you. And all you guys doing that.
Yeah.
You know? Before we wrap up, what is the biggest lesson you've learned from life in general?
From life in general, man, that's a good question. Just taking one step at a time. Make every move count. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's my lesson. Just preparing for the future, but then you still gotta live for today. You know.
Mm-hmm. I second
Because
that.
anything can happen. You know what I'm saying? Tomorrow's not promised, but at the same time, like for the youth, just prepare for your future. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep. I agree. Be conscious of it. Speaking of businesses, now's your time to shine.
Mm-hmm.
You could promote anything that you got going on or any businesses. So go ahead, tell the camera where they
Yeah.
can find you, what you got coming up, what to look out for.
All right, so pretty much look up J&K Distribution. It's the company I'm working with. Got a lot of products coming out. Whatever you want, we got. You know what I'm saying? As far as like THCA products, edibles, gummies, we got little shroom products coming out. Pyrex, baby. You know what I'm saying? We got some dope ass music coming out. Dope artists. A lot of projects. My boy Lou from Legacy. We making magic. You feel me? Mixing, mastering everything. Freebase Studios, my boys over there, they got it going on. You know what I'm saying? My boy Cinco, he doing his thing, helping out a lot of people. My boy Fats just dropped his album, you know what I'm saying? That's just going up, you know what I'm saying? Just pretty much like we all in motion right now, you know what I'm saying? There ain't no stopping it
Don't stop.
at all, you know
Pedal
what I'm
to
saying?
the metal.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
Don't let up. Because you guys are making motion. It's nothing but up from here. You guys' numbers are all going up.
Yeah.
Everyone's doing their thing. Good for you guys.
Yeah, it's no
that
stop.
breakthrough's about to come.
Exactly. There's
I
no
feel
stopping
it.
Can't stop what you can't control, you know what I'm saying? Like, we gonna get it, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's only up, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And everybody's in motion. Like, that's what makes me, it motivates me, you know what I'm saying? Like, seeing every single person that I'm around in the music business, like, damn, like Lazy Boy, he's in motion, Tone, Wax, Cinco, you know, everybody, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just it motivates me, inspires me, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Good.
Just watching everybody just do their thing.
Don't stop. Don't lose the hope.
Yeah.
Do what you're, passionate about and continue on. And, I mean, you're already accomplishing one of your goals.
Yeah, for
Working
real.
with AWACS. That's tight.
Yeah.
That's tight.
Yeah,
Good for you. Well, Blanco, thank you so much for joining the podcast. Thank you for making the drive. You guys have a wonderful evening, and I hope you guys enjoyed.